language is not possible. You capture it through language. Any problem? Okay. So at the ordinary level, I mean the day-to-day communication, let us call this behavior as a linguistic behavior. Okay? So this behavior is linguistic behavior. And this is the model. This is what we are doing. There is a world, we know the world, and if I have a desire to share, I encode that knowledge into a form. That form is a sentence. That sentence is received by the listener or hearer, and then another function begins in the hearer. He starts decoding it, and ultimately it is expected that, because this is what with the desire, that was the desire of the speaker, that he should see that world which he has seen. He wants to share, no? He wants to share the knowledge of the world which he has seen. And if it happens that he says, oh yes, this is what I wanted to tell you. And then it's a case of samvada, and where it does not happen, it's a case of visamvada, lack of rapport. There is no rapport at all. This is how it happens. Now, little more detail I will give you about this process. About this, in psychology, a lot of work is required to be done. So you have an area called psycholinguistics, how children learn language, for example. That area, Indian philosophers have paid a lot of attention on this, and particularly Bhartrihari, Vakyapadiya, the name I have given you the other day, he has a lot to contribute to this idea. Rather, Bhartrihari's philosophy of language is an elaboration of a statement in the Rig Veda. The Chatvari Vak Parimita Padani Tani Vidu Brahmana Je Manishina Guhatrini Nihita Nengayanti Turiyam Vacho Manushya Vadanti. You will not understand, I will tell you the meaning. There is some kind of a manifestation, process of manifestation, and then the last stage of manifestation is what we all understand, called Vaikhari. So he has thought that there is a gradual manifestation. Okay, so he starts from para, the basic, say capital L, say language, Shabda Brahma. So Shabda Brahma, from here only the entire manifestation of plurality takes place. the world in which we are, their world is plural. And this has come from the singularity called Shabda Brahman. Shabda Brahman. That Shabda Brahman slowly starts transforming, getting transformed. So, para, basic, then you come up. Next stage is para pashyanti. Next stage is madhyama. And then it is vaikari. So, turiyam is fourth one. Turiyam vachaha manushyaha vadanti. So the human beings speak only that fourth part of manifestation of that Shabda Brahman. Okay. So, this is a statement made in the Rig Veda. And on the basis of that, Bhartrihari made a whole philosophy of language. And as Shankara made from Brahman, the plurality was explained in another way. Bhartrihari explained the plurality by positing Shabda Brahman. Well, you will learn more and more. When a desire of inquiry will come, then you will know more and more. So, this activity with the speaker of encoding is not that easy to decipher what is going on in me when I am speaking. So, but still there are a lot of literature even on that. But there is huge literature on this part, how the hearer is decoding. After listening to the sentence, how you all are decoding it and coming to this knowledge, which was encoded by the speaker. This is Shabda Bodha Prakriya. So, little elaboration I will make on this, and then I will go. Because all this is the part of the debate, okay? The vada that we are addressing. So, suppose there is a sentence called like this. Say this is a sentence, utterance, it has been encoded by the speaker and it has been received by the hearer. So, if now we all know English, I am talking in English. So, when I utter English sentence, you are the receiver. So, you receive it, and since you also know English language, you know the constituents of the string, let us say. So, A, B, C, D, you can identify. We are not creating this. This is why it might be happening with you. The logicians are trying to tell you this, that this is what is happening in you as a listener, as the hearer. When you are hearing my sentence, this is what is called reception. So, this is what is called pada jnana. What is pada? Pada is minimum meaningful unit of a language. Minimum meaningful unit of a language. In modern linguistics, it is called morpheme. Morpheme. So, this is a sentence, and this sentence consists of 4 morphemes. I'm just for understanding, I'm taking this. It may be sometimes a big sentence, maybe 8, 10, 1500 constituents, depending on. So let us say it has 4 padas. What is a pada? Morpheme. What is a morpheme? Minimum meaningful unit. That which has some meaning. Meaningful unit. Now, a simple let us say Devadattaha, say Pachati. Huh? Now, you have started teaching them Sanskrit, no?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You have started.
Last.
So you can see there are 4, at least 4, for understanding purposes. So there is a root called pach, to cook. And this is the personal marker, person, third person singular. Devadatta is a third person, singular number. This is indicated by this. So it has meaning. Root has a meaning. This also has a meaning. A one. So meaning. And of course the person has a meaning. Devadatta. So each one is a morpheme. Okay. Each one is called pada. This is different from the definition of pada given by Panini. So, no, I know what pada is. Will not do. So, in Nyaya, Nyayikas are trying. Now suppose, you just see, if I am analyzing Devadatta Pachati, now from the model, now you think from model's point of view. What is Devadatta Pachati? It's a sentence, no? What is a sentence? Now we have defined. It's an encoded cognition, right? That means there is a person named Devadatta who is engaged in the act of cooking. This situation, somebody asked me what Devadatta is doing. The sentence says Devadatta Pachati. So what is happening? There is an event. That event I have seen. So I have a cognition of the event. And that cognition of the fact or event I have encoded in the sentence Devadatta Pachati. Is not so. This is what is being done by Nyaya. So by analyzing language, I am analyzing human thought, human cognition. And cognition can be only of the world around me. So by analyzing language, I am analyzing thought, and through analyzing thought, I am analyzing the universe. This is the method adopted by Nyaya. So always keep that model in mind. So a sentence is an encoded cognition. So it's a cognition. Now I am analyzing the cognition. So he has received. The hearer has received. When he has received in this form. Maybe the sentence is like this. Before it is being recognized, A is different from B, different from C, from D. It is simply ABCD. So reception means receiving with the identification of morphemes. This is what is called reception, receiving. So Padagyana means, you see, this is the reception. So this is the first stage, beginning. So he has heard or he has read. Anyway, a sentence has been heard. Now you are doing or you can read the book. So when you read the book or you hear, the first step of decoding is pada jnana. Identifying the constituent units of the sentence. Okay. Then, so this is what the process is going on, beginning from here. Begin. Next step, this happens. What is A dash? It's a meaning of this. B dash is the meaning of B. So this is a pada and this is called padartha. So padartha 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there are 4 padas. There are 4 morphemes and there are 4 referents of the morpheme. Clear? This is, he says, padartha smarana. Padagyana, padartha smarana. I heard pada, I remembered its meaning. Its referent. Padartha is referent. Padasya artha, referent. And the whole universe is referent. Now I told you the reason. That we are using language to refer to the world. So language refers to what? The world. So if you collect all the languages of the world and all the referents of the world that the human beings are referring to and make a grand total of all that, it will be nothing more than the world around us. That's all. This is the method they adopted. And therefore they said the whole universe is a padartha. Universe is padartha. That's what they did. So after knowing the pada, listening to the pada, padartha is remembered. Now there also there is explanation how it happens. So there is a relationship between pada and artha. This relationship, pada, padartha, sambandha. This is called sambandha. So A has a relationship with A dash. B has a relationship with B dash. C has a relationship with C dash. And D has a relationship with D dash. And so when it is the case, let us say there is A and a relationship with B, say, if this relationship is known, let us say, suppose there are 2 friends A and B, and I am observing that they are together. 2 friends are together, let us say. And one day in the class I find only A is there. What happens? B is remembered. Why it is remembered? Because I know the relationship. And a relationship must have two. A relationship must subsist in two things. They should be here and also here. Therefore, it is a relationship. So, eka sambandhi jnanam. So, now this, I don't know how many terms. These terms, if you know, you know. You are in a different world altogether. So, this is called sambandha. You see? Relation. And this is called sambandhin. So sambandhin 2. This is also sambandhin. So there are two sambandhin. Rilata. Rilatum. Okay, let me. Okay. So, idea of relation, there is a complete book on relation called Sambandha Pariksha, that is the name of the book, written by a Buddhist logician.
Basis is there in Nyaya Shastra?
That is Bodha Nyaya, that is Bodha Nyaya. Bodha Nyaya, logicians. They were in debate with the logicians, you know. So they thought that why not write a book on relation? So they wrote a book on relation. Because they are not comfortable. You see, the idealists are not comfortable with relations. Because the relations, if it is true, then the structure is true. Plurality has to be accepted. So tooth and nail, they will try to deny that. And that was the purpose for which he wrote that book. Sambandha Pariksha, I have translated it. It is an English translation. My translation is available with you. So, so a relation must be in two things, no? Then only it is called relation. Relation. And when I know the relation means, I know that the relation is related to Eka Sambandhi, this side A, and also related to B. Then only it is a relation. That is the meaning of knowledge of relationship. If it is so, then if I know the relationship, and out of the two, if I know even one, the other will come to my mind, will be presented to my mind. Eka sambandhi jnanam, apara sambandhi smarakam bhavati. That was the statement. The moment you know one, the other, that is why I gave an example. There are two friends I have always seen together, but only she is seen. Then I am, where is the other? So the other comes to my mind. So pada, you see, and padartha, these are two sambandhin. And there is a relationship between the two. So you will be able to remember A dash from A only if you know R1. Are you getting me? If you know the relationship, and out of the two, if one is known, the other can be remembered. Only when I know the relationship. If I don't know the relationship, If somebody is talking in a language which is not known to me, nothing is going to happen to me. I will not remember any meaning. So let me.
So is Sambandha fundamental to cognition?
Sambandha is fundamental to any structure. Cognition is the revealer of the structure. Cognition reveals the structure, and structure is the part and parcel of the reality. Now, for example, when you say this is a book, so bookness and the locus and the relationship in between the two, this forms the structure. And that is revealed by jnana. And so unless there is a relationship, therefore, language cannot present you anything without a structure. Language operates only when there is a structure. Otherwise, language has no scope of operation. And that is why the Brahma is beyond language. It doesn't have any structure. Advaita. Advaita also Shankara Advaita. No, Advaita also not one, many.
And probably this could be the basis for, improving your memory is by association, for the relationship.
Yeah, this is what is happening.
That's right.
Yeah. So when the relationship is known, remembrance takes place. No knowledge of relationship, remembrance cannot take place. So, he says that, now I am explaining what is happening in the listener. Is not so? The process in which what is happening in the listener. So he identified the padas. The moment he identified the padas, that means he has known the padas now. He remembered the padartha. So padartha smarana took place. Now the question is, the Nayayika is asking, that how can you come from step 1 to step 2 unless you know relation? So this relationship is called vritti. This relationship is called vritti. Vritti is between pada and padartha. By the way, what is padartha? Meaning of pada. All right, referent. This is the perfectly fitting word, translation, referent. So the morpheme, and what morpheme refers to, there has to be a relationship. This relationship is of two kinds. Primary and extended. Now the Nyaya terms is Shakti. Many other terms are used, Samaya, Abhidha. So all are synonymous. That is a primary relationship. So any word has a primary relationship with a primary meaning. And the same word can be used when it is used in another sense, another meaning, then that relationship is extended. So this is known by the term, Sanskrit term called Lakshana or Vyanjana. Those who accept Vyanjana, etc. Nyaya does not accept Vyanjana, it's only Lakshana. Because he will say extended relationship, extend. How do I know to what extent the speaker has extended that? That is where we are going to come. We cannot understand meaning of a sentence unless the intention of the speaker is understood. Otherwise you will fail. There will be visamvada. So is this clear to you? So the pada and padartha must have a vritti, a relationship, which is either primary or extended relationship. Now, don't get disturbed by this, by using primary and extended. To make it easily understandable, I am doing all this. You see, when I say, suppose such and such institution is on, let us say, on Karve Road. Such and such institution, let us say, institution X is located on Karve Road. Karve is a name, a person, and his name. Now, what is the meaning of road? Where you can, the movement is through, car can go, you can walk, all this. Is the institution, that is the meaning of the road, no? Now, we have said on the road, on the Karve Road. So, on means on that. So, is the institution located in the middle of the road? So, from the road, what meaning should you get? By the side of the road. Is that so? So, the primary meaning of the road is that, where you can pass. This is the primary meaning. But when the speaker is using this sentence, that institution is located on Karve Road, he is not using in that sense. He is using in the sense that the institution is located by the side of Karve Road. So, by the side of Karve Road, this meaning must come through a relationship, and that relationship is extended relationship. Are you getting me? This is what all we are, you analyze your own language. Any language you can analyze through this method. And this is what is happening. So, any word has got a primary meaning and also has an extended meaning. So, extended meaning, to what extent, you can ask me? Depends on what is intended by the speaker. And therefore, in the process of understanding a sentence, the knowledge of speaker's intention is an absolute necessity. This is what we are, the logicians are telling. Anyway, so now I have come from step 1 to step 2. I mean, all human beings who are engaged in understanding the sentence has come from step 1 to step, provided. A clause is to be added, provided one has knowledge of relationship. From here, there are 4 cases of the 4, all the 4. So this step can be explained only this way, that from step 1 to step 2 is possible. He will remember the meanings of those padas, provided he has knowledge of R1, R2, R3 and R4. Otherwise, remembrance will not take place. And that relationship can be either of the category of primary relationship or secondary relationship. I must know that. A hearer or reader must know that relationship. And then only from step 1 to step 2 he can come. Is this clear? Then he goes to step 3. Index. Maybe in a sentence you have a word which has got more than one meaning. Polysemous word. A sentence may contain polysemous word. So all the meanings will be presented to your mind then. Pada you know, and the relationships are all known to you. One word, say 5 meanings. So you know the relationship with all the 5 meanings. Now you have listened, or you have heard the word, or you have read the word. What will happen next? All the meanings will be presented to your mind. But is it the fact that the speaker is speaking, does he intend all the 5? Out of the 5, 1 or 2 one may be intended at a particular situation. So you need to choose. A human being is required to identify which one is intended. By the way, Susarla, you were talking of convention, no? This is what convention. This is what is meant by convention. So the primary relationship is through convention. We call it Shakti. Shakti is called desire. In Nyaya system is a desire. In other system it's a power. But here it is a desire. Because there is a creation, the whole creation, the universe, who created? God created. In this system, I am talking of the system. So in this system, God has been accepted as a creator. So He created the universe. When He created the universe, to behave with the universe, to have verbal behavior with the universe, then He should also create language. He created language. Okay, He created means He also established the relationship. So let one understand from this such desire of God is what is called Shakti. In other terms, modern terminology, you say convention. You can say convention. This is what is called primary relationship. So the primary relationship is this, convention. Now, a child is born, let us say. I put a name. So it is my desire that from tomorrow, let the child be known by this name. As simple as this. So a relationship is nothing more than a desire. taking into account the whole universe is the desire of God, and in our mundane world, it is our own desire, human desire. This is how so there is a book called Shaktivada. And one of my students from France, he worked on it for PhD, but he did not submit in Indian University because French are very particular about their own language, So English they don't want to use. So there he translated it into French, and it has been published in France. Shaktivada. So on this there is a book on relation. Shaktivada. When I remember all these things, I become mad. Mad in the sense that our children are deprived of this today. Totally deprived of this intellectual tradition. What a fate of this country. What not has been created, but nothing is made available to my children. What a policy of education. Anyway, you ask Modi if he can do this. Anyway, so are you with me or comfortable? So this is what you might be reading, convention. Somebody has created a term, and from some medicine name you create. So from that day onwards, you know by that name. So what is this? It is the desire of that person. That from tomorrow, let this be known by this name. That's all. So Shakti is a desire. Human desire, or for the whole universe, desire of all-knowing person called God. Now you'll say, I don't believe in God. Okay, doesn't matter. There is a book, full book on God. So you get yourself engaged in that. Complete that book reading, discussion, and then you come to this conclusion. So postpone your opinion for some time. Nyaya Kusumanjali is the name of the book. Only on God. Kusumanjali. Nyaya Kusumanjali is Udayanacharya's book. 10th century AD. Only because Buddhists were asking, those who did not accept God, they were asking, show me. Where is God? Establish it. He wrote a complete book on that issue. Buddhists were telling, where is Atma? Show me. He wrote a book. Atma Tattva Viveka. Anyway, I'll be simply telling you, I'm telling you. So now, you are now encountering a case, a sentence, in which there is a pada called a, which has got more than one meaning. And it is a fact that the speaker is communicating to point out to one meaning, one event. How to understand that? Word has got more than one meaning. All the meanings will be coming to your mind. So next what is required is, you must therefore know the intention of the speaker. So, I am not writing the whole thing now. So this may be the case with other pada also. So see D. So you have, for the timing, let us do this. You came up to this. Then you should know intention of the speaker. So this is nanarthaka pada. A case of nana means many. So polysemous word. So if a sentence has got a word which has got more than one meaning, polysemous word, then what should be done? Then how the listener, how the hearer settles and goes to understand the meaning of the sentence? Then he is required to have the knowledge of intention of the speaker, tatparya jnana. Intention of the speaker, knowledge of tatparya means intention, vaktuhu ichha, the desire, which meaning is intended by him, that I should know. How can I know? It's a very, very difficult task. Even we have difficulty what to talk of your machine. That is why a machine translation, the success is not expected success because of this factor. Tatparya jnana.
Mimamsaka says that we don't want to understand the intention of the speaker.
Yeah.
So why if dismiss proof is there, then why they are?
So they are because they want to deny God. All this has been possible because accepting of, so Apaurusheya, Veda became Apaurusheya for Mimamsaka. Veda is not an utterance of God. So the understanding of Veda does not require to know the intention of God for Mimamsa. But in Nyaya, the utterance is by God. So Veda is utterance of God. So this theory is all pervading, whether it is a Vedic sentence or Laukika Vakya. But they have not been free from the problem of this. So what they do? They bring another method, the method of bhavana, shabdi bhavana. So, the intention is not the intention of a person, but intention is found in the form of sentence itself. So, the sentence itself will tell you what sentence means. There is no need of knowing the intention of the speaker. Speaker has uttered a sentence. Now you are left with only the sentence. Now, how can you know the intention of the speaker? Mimamsaka says that the sentence will tell me what sentence means. You see? Very good for machine. But they should use it. Minimize the intervention of human being is a joy for machine. Isn't so? So, Nyaya will tell, no, he is an inanimate. Language is an inanimate, is a noise. What is intention after all then?
So only with that intention of the speaker, only the sentence will get that
encoded. So once you utter the sentence, your intention also is encoded there in the sentence. In the sentence itself. So that part of that will tell you this is what it means. This is analyzed while analyzing vidhi vakya. Vidhi vakya. So Shabdi Bhavana, Arthi Bhavana. So Shabdi Bhavana discussion when takes place, then these discussions take place there. Again, my friend, this is a country where all thoughts live together. So I may have a theory, and there is counter theory of somebody else. But a good thing will be to know both, independently getting involved in any one of them. So real exercise is that you know both independently, and then you draw your own conclusion. Who is more rational and who is emotional. Are you getting me? So this is how we will you learn. Anyway, that you remember is a good thing, that you remember. Then Mimamsa, but instead of Tatparya, he says, what is Tatparya after all? Mimamsa says, Tatparya is the meaning, that's all. So he minimizes the categories in order to get rid of the person intervention. And that is why I said it's good for the machine. Somebody should be engaged in doing this kind of a job. So Mimamsa, philosophy of language, for example, should be taken seriously by computer scientists to work on it. That without intention, the language will tell you what language means, as if language is a sentient being. Anyway, so Tatparya Jnana is intention of the speaker. You see, there is a concept called, even in the West, called speech act. When I speak, I want to share, no? I can prefer not to speak, no? That freedom I have. So when I speak means I want to share. And when I speak, speaking is an act. And that act is called speech act. And a speech act must have some purpose. So Nayayikas underline that. The logicians underline that it is because of some purpose, prayojana, that I am speaking. Had there been no prayojana, I would not have spoken at all. So it is a speech act, and speech act must. Proceed. Do you want me to close or should I continue? I think let me few more, some 10 minutes more. You can get from others, okay? Like you can take from others. What do you want? Tell me. Final decision. Continue. Conclude. Okay.
Conclude in sense.
This I should conclude. Huh? Okay. Okay. So again I am making shortcut. All right. So you are coming with me. I heard the sentence, identified the units. From each unit I remembered the meaning. I encountered a case where a particular word had got multiple meanings. It is the case that all the multiple meanings are not intended by the speaker. So I will have to identify which one was intended by him, and for that I need to know the intention of the speaker. Up to this we have come. After this is done, then this picture now will be like this. So all this, let us say this is intended. So all this will be eliminated, deleted. So the picture again comes to this. This is how I have come. Next step is, okay, so they are still padartha, no? These are all word meanings. But this is a sentence. I should have knowledge of sentence meaning. And therefore I need to relate this and when this is known, when this becomes the Vishaya of this jnana, this is called Shabda Bodha. Verbal understanding. Shabda Bodha means verbal understanding. that is knowledge of sentence meaning. Knowledge of sentence meaning. Then the process will terminate. Finished. Once this Shabdabodha has arisen, the process of decoding will stop. And this knowledge has, if it maps, it matches the knowledge which was put into the envelope by the speaker, then the communication is said to be successful. And if it is not, then it is a failure. So samvada and visamvada are the test for success and failure of communication, linguistic communication. Well, very briefly I have presented to you. You can know more and more, and if time permits, we will be dealing a little more and more. Anyway, I close it here. Thank you. Bas.